how sweet to be an idiot.
Yep, Charlamagne the God here.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots. Thank you for joining us for another week. A lot going on. Let's start this by saying it is Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay, we're recording this on a Tuesday because we be busy, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
But we wanted to get it out on time for you. That's what it was. You know, we had a couple late eps on Thursday, so we're like, fuck it, we're going to get in there early on a Tuesday, make sure the episode goes down so you guys have it Thursday morning, fresh out the oven.
If anything pressing happens before the day is over or tomorrow, which is Wednesday, it's not our fault. We're not ignoring it. We just simply taped on Tuesday.
We should have just not said anything and let them assume that we're brilliant idiots.
Let them assume that we don't give a fuck.
Exactly. That's what we should have done.
That Baltimore just blew the fuck up. That Ravens Stadium got burnt to the ground. The Orioles arena they play in has been destroyed.
The one positive thing that came out of this is less baseball games.
Oh my God! Listen,
that is the one positive thing that has come out of this. Less boring fucking baseball games.
Cancel as many baseball games as you possibly
Cancel the whole season in honor of Freddie Gray. I honestly believe that.
I didn't even know the Baltimore Orioles still existed.
I don't know if they do. I guarantee there are actually no Oriole birds in Baltimore. I don't even think Baltimore has birds.
I think the thing about baseball teams, like you have to live. If whatever city you live in, that's the team you care about.
I think the thing about baseball teams is if you're not from Cuba, you don't give a fuck about it. I think you need to live in a place where like you rely on the mangoes hanging from the trees for nutrition in order to survive.
Because here in New York, all we hear about is the Yankees and Mets.
And I don't give a fuck.
I'm from South Carolina, so I grew up hearing about the Braves.
Oh, and the Braves were good when you grew up.
Oh, they were the beast. Tom Glavine and fucking John Smote.
Maddox.
Yeah, I didn't even David Justice. I knew he was fucking Holly Berry.
Oh, yeah.
I think his name was Ron Grant. Or maybe that was a basketball player. Ron Grant played for the Lakers.
They don't make baseball movies anymore. That's why we don't give a fuck. Back in the day when we were growing up, all the cool movies were baseball movies. Major League 1, 2. You didn't watch any of those?
Baseball's never been cool to me.
Oh, wow.
I was just talking about this last night because I was talking about the identity crisis that I suffered when I was a child.
About werewolf?
Yeah, I wanted to be a werewolf.
Yeah.
And, I thought about the whole Bruce Jenner thing with him not knowing what the fuck he wants to be.
You know who you were having this conversation with? It was me.
I was?
Yeah, that's who I was just talking to this guy about this.
I was tweeting about it last night, too, but I had this whole identity crisis, and I was trying to figure out why did I exactly want to be a werewolf? The reason I wanted to be a werewolf because he was amazing at basketball. Because I went from wanting to be Teen Wolf to wanting to be Larry Johnson, Allen Iverson, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Question. Were you short as a kid?
Of course.
So maybe you saw Michael J. Fox's character, and you saw with these werewolf powers, he was able to overcome everything.
Yes. That's exactly what it was.
Did you have glasses, too?
I had glasses later on. Later on, like 6th, 7th grade. Okay. But I was really thinking about the Bruce Jenner shit. Because first of all, the whole Bruce Jenner story confused the fuck out of me.
Okay.
And I had no problem getting on the radio Monday morning on the Breakfast Club and saying I am very ignorant to the rules and regulations of being a transgender. I don't understand what it is y'all want. Because Bruce Jenner said, I'm a woman. Yes. I bet I'm going to pay you the respect you deserve and address you as a woman.
Yes. Then
you turn around and say you're heterosexual. Well, heterosexual women sleep with men.
You said I'm a woman. Then he said I'm into women.
Yes.
And he said I'm a heterosexual. I'm not gay. I'm not a lesbian.
It's all confusing. So I said if you're a woman who likes women, I put on Twitter, then you're not a heterosexual, you're a lesbian.
You're a lesbian.
I get attacked. I mean, these motherfuckers on social media is killing me.
What do they say?
You're a transphobic and how ignorant and yada, yada, yada. I am a man who has always been taught my whole life that a woman who sleeps with another woman is a lesbian. If Bruce Jenner is indeed identifying as a woman and sleeping with women, that makes him a lesbian. For you to say that he's not is acknowledging the fact that he's not even really a woman. Whoa. So what are we even having specials for?
I'm so fucking confused. I'm so fucking confused even you saying it to me right now. Hold on. So, okay.
And guess what? They called me transphobic for saying he's a lesbian. Diane Sawyer asked him verbatim,
are you a lesbian?
Are you a lesbian? Nobody called her transphobic.
No.
That's a logical, common sense question.
Because she asked, maybe you said. But still, I still think it's weird that you can. I almost find it a little bit homophobic of Bruce Jenner.
Why?
Why not just say, yes, that makes me a lesbian? I mean, if all sexuality is who you are and who you find attractive, and you're a woman,
Yeah.
and you find other women attractive, well, yeah, I guess that makes me a lesbian.
Listen, in a lot of ways, I identify with being a lesbian.
Sure,
I love pussy.
I can relate. Like, I can relate to that. Why? I don't understand. Like, what is like this idea of heterosexuality? It is so difficult for me to understand. I'm trying to have a conversation right now, but Samir's standing
ass is in your face. Samir's the engineer here.
Samir's the engineer, and that's the reason our mics have been cracking up. So make sure you tweet at Samir.
What's your Twitter, Samir?
Oh man, at SJ Karan.
At SJ Karan. I was about to say at SJ Karam.
SJ Karam.
Yeah, so if you upset about the mics, tweet at SJ Karam. It's Samir's fault.
And get at him. So okay, so this idea of heterosexuality, why do you need to hold on to that so much? Why is being heterosexual so important to you?
Listen, if you're a heterosexual woman, Bruce Jenner, that means you fuck men. Okay,
which is cool. And that's the thing. You're not judging. You're not judging him if he's a lesbian when you said that, right?
No.
You're not judging him if he's straight. Like, all you're saying is, let me make some sense out of this. You're a woman
who sleeps with women in America or around the world. You're considered a lesbian.
Is it that bad? That's what I thought. Is it that bad to be gay in America that you'd rather transform into a woman and then someone goes, "Are you a lesbian?" You go, "Hell no, I ain't a lesbian."
I had transgenders calling me ignorant, saying he's not gay, he's transgender. What does that mean then?
Why can't you be transgender and gay? I thought that they're separate things. Personally, I don't
get it. It's confusing and it's insulting to my intelligence. That's why I turned the special off after an hour.
Why? Why is it insulting to your intelligence? Because I watched the whole thing.
It's insulting to my intelligence because you're trying to make me unlearn everything I've been taught. Okay.
But that's okay, Charlamagne.
It's fine. It's fine. I have no problem unlearning things that I've learned. But I need to know, what are you then? Because if you come out your mouth and say, I am Bruce Jenner, I am a woman, woman rules automatically apply to you, right? Should. So women that sleep with other women are lesbians. For you to say that you're not a lesbian is acknowledging that you're not even a woman in the first place.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
But that would be insulting. So, if I was to say, Bruce Jenner ain't no woman, he's a man. You shut up! You don't know the plights of transgenders.
Well, that's the thing. Think about this. What did Bruce Jenner say for an hour? His life was so confusing. He didn't understand.
And now so you decided to do a special to confuse us?
60, well, fuck if you confuse us. I'm just saying 65 years took him to really figure out that he wanted to live life as who he is, a woman, right? So if you're someone who's transgendered and someone is confused by this after spending 1 hour learning about it, don't fucking scream at them and call them transphobic.
Yes!
Maybe explain what it took him 60 fucking years to figure out.
Okay. Granted, transgender community, maybe I should have asked the question. Maybe I should have said, hey, since Bruce is a woman now,
even not
and he
just
likes
explain.
women, is he a lesbian now? Maybe I should have just asked the question like Diane Sawyer did.
Even if not, it's a completely reasonable thing. And if you have a good solution, instead of just going, fuck you, you piece of shit, go, no, this is exactly how it works. Let me help you explain. Like, that's what we're so quick to do. Everybody's so easily offended and so defensive nowadays that when you say something that makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense!
Perfect
so
sense!
So perfect sense that Diane Sawyer, the world-renowned journalist, asked the question right after I tweeted it. That's a common sense fucking question.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what else pissed me off about the whole Bruce Jenner shit. First of all, I think that was just a whole 2-hour commercial for this ABC show that they have coming out about transgenders. That's number one. They have
there was a lot of marketing.
They have a show coming on ABC about transgender.
But not only the show, he has his show,
his reality show.
But did you also notice that they were playing his son's music?
No.
Like his son's a musician, and his son is his son's wife or a musician, right?
Yeah.
For no reason, they just start playing their new song, showing snippets of the video. Like,
really?
Bruce Jenner was getting his Kris Jenner on.
No,
Kris
Jenner,
Kardashian.
No, she marketed that whole shit.
Oh, you think Kris was involved?
She orchestrated that whole shit. I'm at the point in my life.
It was genius.
I think the Kardashian Jenners are up there with the greatest movements of all time. I'm talking about Rockefeller, Bad Boy, Wu-Tang, the 95, 96 Bulls.
Hold on. You just put Wu-Tang in the family of the greatest movements of all.
The Kardashian Jenner clan is amazing.
But not Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang's amazing.
Dude.
One of the greatest hip-hop movements ever.
Yeah, but they're all driving Ubers now.
It doesn't matter. They had their moment.
Okay, fine.
Like, they was amazing. Like, that W still means something.
All right,
I'm going to tell you what else pisses me off about Bruce Jenner. And if I was transgender, I'm talking about a real transgender.
Oh, so, whoa.
Okay, no, let me take that back.
Because
it's transgenders. I've learned this week. It's transgenders and transsexuals.
There's a lot of manly hands with nails painted about to type tweets to you right now. You piece of shit, Charlamagne.
Transgenders are people who identify with being a woman. Transsexuals are the one who actually committed cut their dicks off, went all the way.
Bruh.
Okay?
Dude.
I don't feel like Bruce Jenner deserved this.
Taking hormones is a commitment.
No.
Dude.
Cutting your dick off is a commitment.
I mean, that is a very
You're committed. I will call you a woman. I will respect you as a woman. Open the door for you. I will. And once you cut your dick off, you have shown me that you are committed to the ways of being a woman. You have sacrificed your penis in order to be a woman. That's really wanting to be a girl. That shit Bruce Jenner doing, I don't know, bruh.
You don't think that he wants to be a woman?
You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Commit, motherfucker.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Ask ourselves this. Let's ask ourselves this. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But who, and credit to Diane Sawyer for asking this. I think he really does feel like a woman wants to be a woman, because who in their right mind would want to be a 65-year-old woman? Like,
you just jump in the middle of menopause.
Right? What the? That's after menopause. Like, the coochie's dry. Like, let's say he does get a fake pussy, right? It's going to look exactly like every other 65-year-old woman's
he
pussy.
can get some brand new shit. Shit could look like Kylie shit. He can get some brand new fresh. He can get some
They're going to make it out of Rob's back. They're just going to take some nice back meat from Rob. This is so wrong.
Listen, he can get a brand new pussy.
Chris is sweating on the inside of his body just listening to this. Yo,
I think we're making some very good points. I have no problem. Listen, this is my thing. I have no problem with whatever Bruce Jenner wants to be.
That's.
But don't insult my intelligence. Don't say I'm a woman, but yet you can still call me him. My kids can still call me dad. I'm a heterosexual. I sleep with women like that. Because it makes no sense.
Okay, it's just confusing to us because it's something that we're not familiar with. But I think it's really important. And you said this to me on the phone: is I don't care what he does with his life. You know what I mean? You're not. I think people might misinterpret this as us trying to like hold him down for his choices.
I don't care. Go.
You don't give a fuck. I don't. I want you. If you think you're a woman inside, if you think you're a fucking alligator, whatever you want to believe you are, that's your life. It doesn't matter.
I
to me.
believed I was Teen Wolf till 4th grade.
Exactly. So what? My brother thought he was a Power Ranger. Remember when you thought the Power Rangers were gonna come?
Yeah, I do.
He thought the Power Rangers. When he was young, he thought the Power Rangers were gonna come take him. Right?
Listen, Rick Ross thinks he's Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Every fucking body. We all have identity crisis.
Okay, so the reality is we're fine with that. We're not holding anybody down. We're not being prejudiced based on that. What we're just saying is some of the things that have been said to us are confusing. This is new for a lot of people.
And guess what?
I think the point is that it doesn't have to make sense to you. You shouldn't. It's irrelevant whether it makes sense to you.
No, because that's the wrong attitude.
No,
this
it's
is
not.
No, this is the exact same attitude that we always hear, where it's like when somebody has a question, like, well, explain to me how you feel about this, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter to you. You're not a black woman, so you don't know what it's like to be a black woman. Well, explain it to me. You're not a Latin male. You don't know what our struggle's like. Well, explain it. Like,
he's very true. And I'm gonna tell you why. I read a quote the other day that I actually said on the radio because I was trying to put a nice little button on the Bruce Jenner conversation, and I said some things are not to be understood, some things are to be accepted, but you can't accept something until you have a proper understanding of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the point of the interview, is to bring us through to his life.
I think he did told you. He told you that he identifies as a woman and he's attracted to women. So what's there not to understand?
How is he straight then?
What do you mean?
How is he straight?
He wants to dress like a woman. He wants to look like a woman.
So he's a cross-dresser. He's not
That's
transgender.
different.
But he wants to have sex with women. So what's...
We're not saying he can't do it.
He's Young Thug.
What I want to know is...
He wants to wear women's clothes and fuck girls. He's Young Thug.
That's cool. So what?
But here's the thing. We're saying that's totally fine. We're not saying you can't do anything.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. This is America. As long as you're not hurting somebody, that's totally fine. But in my understanding is there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. And when you say I'm not a lesbian, part of me feels like you're saying there might be something wrong with that.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
And you're insulting my intelligence because my whole life I've been taught that women who sleep with women are lesbians.
Maybe you've been a lesbian your whole life, and that's totally fine. We're not talking about your physical body parts. Again, we're talking about the consciousness, like he said, the soul, right? So if your soul is female and your soul finds itself attracted to other female souls, so you have a female soul and you're in love with other female souls,
right? But he
your
still has
souls
a
are
penis.
lesbian.
He still has a penis.
Not his soul. Like, this is one thing is like everybody jumps in and out of this consciousness idea. It's like if we're just talking about consciousness, not the body itself, consciousness, which is what he's asking us to talk about. He's female and he likes women, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should be proud of that. Like, why are we saying, oh, I'm not? Is it because he's Christian? Is it because he's Republican?
Yeah, I mean, I thought actually if there was a controversial aspect to it, it was the fact that he said he was a Republican.
I mean,
well, first of all, let's be clear. Like I didn't really think that was anything because you're not going to tell me it's not gay Republicans.
Oh,
It's
like
got
half.
it's exactly like so. It's like for everything that they say they don't believe in, they just do. They just do it in the closet. Like you're not going to make me believe there's not gay Republicans. Or I mean, of course, there's no transgender Republicans. He might be the first I've ever seen. You know?
No, J. Edgar Hoover.
No, J. Edgar wasn't transgender. He was a cross-dresser. And they spoke about, say what?
You're right, sorry.
But they spoke about that, how that's different. It's okay to, Oscar De La Hoya wears women's clothes and shit all the time.
In Bruce's defense.
Yeah.
I can totally understand how you can be in the Kardashian-Jenner household, be going through their closet and want to wear some of their clothes. They wear some hot shit. I mean, Kim, Khloe, Courtney, Chris, Kylie, Kendall wear some hot shit.
What if this was all a play for Kanye's new line? Like, what if he said, listen, I didn't want to dress like a woman my whole life, and then that Yeezy line came out.
Like, look, man, it would be hard. I bet you there's not too many poor motherfuckers like, I'm going to wear this old raggy ass sweatsuit my wife got.
I was wondering what happens in, like, the Amazon where nobody wears anything. Like, what do they do? They just want to carry mangoes on their head or whatever like that?
I don't think in Amazon they have a choice on what their sexuality can be.
Well, you don't have a choice here.
Not sexuality, your gender.
Well,
you got a choice here.
That's not true. A lot of what would be people describe as indigenous tribes, they have people who, are in a gray area sexually and play different roles within that society.
What are they doing the Bruce Jenner challenge and going to get their penises cut off?
No, that is not an option.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. And I'm going to be honest with you. Transgenders, if I was y'all, I'd be a little upset. Because there's a lot of y'all that could have went up on Diane Sawyer and really represented for y'all. The only reason Bruce Jenner was up there was, number one, ABC has this show that they're trying to sell, which is a transgender show. Mm-hmm. That's number one. And number two, because he's a celebrity. Because he's attached to the Kardashian-Jenner clan. It's plenty of transgenders who have really committed. I'm talking about some beautiful women that used to be men, okay, who have vaginas, who have breasts, who could walk in here right now and we would not know.
God damn.
Yes. He's like, damn, boy, she's popping. I used to be George. Oh, my bad, but you're still hot. You know what I'm saying?
Who's your surgeon? I need to introduce my girl to him.
It's a lot of people that could have been up on Diane Sawyer representing.
Yo, I just thought about this right now. You know how Bruce said that he's a Republican, right? Maybe the reason he dropped this past weekend
to make sure no Republican gets in the White House.
No.
What?
Is he's such a Republican, he wanted to take the attention away from Baltimore.
Well, that's before the riots, though.
What do you mean?
This happened Friday.
Yeah, but the riots started
yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was
right after Freddie Gray's
I just
funeral.
watched it yesterday. All right,
it started yesterday.
Don't let me get crazy with that. I don't want you guys tweeting that he hates Baltimore or some shit like that.
Listen, the moral of the story is, Bruce Jenner, you are free to be whatever it is you choose to be in America. Just stick to the rules. If you're a woman who sleeps with women, you're a lesbian. Nothing more, nothing less.
Now,
and to say that he's not is acknowledging that he's not even a woman. So what are we even having specials for then?
Okay, what about this idea? If it's not the case, help us explain it to us. Don't call us transphobic because we don't understand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, we might be ignorant to your situation, but if your situation is so unique that you didn't even understand it till you're 40, how are we supposed to understand? Like, like I'm cool if you're whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
I think that's what you're trying to say here. You're not.
Do your thing, dog.
I don't want to box you.
Just don't insult my intelligence. Like, if I tweet out, like I did, Bruce Jenner's not heterosexual, he's a lesbian, then I get attacked. By I don't even know if all these people are transgender. I don't know. I just get attacked. I'm like, why are y'all attacking me? For making a statement that seems so logical. And then when Diane Sawyer asked the question, are you a lesbian? Why is she not considered transphobic? Because she asked? I'm sorry, I'll ask next time.
And haven't you been attacked enough in your life to know that you shouldn't attack somebody for not knowing something? Like, you've been attacked your whole life for being transphobic. Right, because not you, but like these people have been attacked your whole life for being transphobic because people didn't understand what you're going through. You know what I mean? So it's like, instead of attacking someone when they do that, if they're willing to listen, just kind of explain what's going on. Like, I can't tell you how badly I want to sit down and just learn about this. Maybe it is possible for you to feel you're a woman, be into women, but because you see yourself with, male parts or whatever it is, or maybe there's a part of your brain that you see as masculine or identifies male, then you're heterosexual. That's fine. Just give me the explanation. That's all I'm saying.
You should understand that we don't understand.
Because you didn't.
Exactly.
It took you 60 years.
And I want to say this too about, being transgender. I don't understand when they say we want to be what we really are. Because biologically, what you really are is a man or a woman. Now, you have the right to be what you want to be. What you really are, Bruce Jenner, is a man, but he can choose to be a woman and live his life as a woman.
Here's the thing. I agree with you, but don't you, and I was talking to Carell, who was on the show before, the photographer that we had on the show, and he had an interesting point. He's like, there are anomalies in life all the time. Like, there's a kid in India every other day born with like 4 arms or some shit like that, you know, or you know, some horrible, you know, cancer that a baby has. Like, there are these physical anomalies and emotional anomalies.
The word physical is a lot right now.
Sure, but no, physical and emotional. Like you said, there's people who are schizophrenic. They have multiple personality disorders. So it's like, how is it? It's not that hard for me to conceive that somebody is born with some sort of wiring that, you know, I guess didn't match up perfectly with their body.
But how do you prove that you're a woman in a man's body? How do you prove that you're a man in a woman's body?
I think a good question is, how do you know? Like he said, my whole life I felt like a woman. How do you know what a woman feels like?
How do you know what a woman feels like? If Iggy Azalea was to come out right now and say, my whole life I felt like a black woman, Lord have mercy, she'd have to delete all her social media. She'd have to. How do you know what somebody feels?
That might be
like?
the only way to save her career.
I just want to know.
She came out and transformed. What if she said that?
I would like to talk to any transgender and ask them, what does a woman feel like, and compare it to
what a woman says.
What a woman says. You know what I mean?
Because what if it's super different? You know, what if she's like, you know, I feel, I don't know. What do women feel like? I don't know. We have one woman here.
Paige, what do women feel like?
Feel like what? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
What do you? Thank you for not paying attention, Paige. What do you?
Talking to the mic, Paige.
What do women feel like?
What do women feel like, Paige?
Like
Put your lips on the mic. That's why you're single. First of all, as a woman, learn to put your lips on the mic.
I feel like there's a feeling of being different. For people who say you don't understand how it feels, like we're all people. For women to say you don't understand how it feels, that's separating yourself in itself. For you to be like, you don't understand how it feels to be a woman. All right, I don't understand how it feels to be a man. Like,
so it doesn't offend you? Does it offend you when you hear Bruce Jenner say, I feel like a woman?
It doesn't offend me. You can feel however you want to feel, but you're never going to have a full understanding of what it feels like. So to you, you might think you feel like a woman, but do you really? No one really knows. Does he know what it feels like to be a woman? He says his soul is a woman, but how does he know that?
And only he knows that, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it feels like to be a man. I just know what it feels like to feel.
To be you. You know what it feels like to be you.
Me, exactly.
But you don't know how any other man feels like to be a man. Like, there's no, it's your own understanding. There's no way of measuring that.
And I don't walk around all the thinking about, like, oh, this is a manly decision I'm making. This is like, I don't know. I walk around thinking about shit. It's weird. I don't know. I can't imagine how confusing it is. I have a lot of empathy.
Listen, I guess it's empathy is the word. You know what I'm saying? Because I like for people to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? I want all of us as human beings to figure things out. But if you really don't have it figured out yet, there's no need to make a public spectacle of it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is because then you start to be judged. And it's hard to figure things out when you're under the scrutiny of judgment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, if Bruce Jenner hasn't all the way figured it out yet,
that is fascinating.
His decisions are even harder now.
Because the momentum is pushing him in that direction.
Yeah.
Like, and I think he was smart to say, I don't know if I'm going to get the sex change. I don't know if I'm going to do these. Yeah. Because if he said, I'm going to chop my dick off, now we're like, hey,
when did that show air? Bro? When did that reality show air? And what episode is
Tuesday?
Episode
I'm busy Tuesday, you know?
Nah, it makes sense. Like, hey, listen, Bruce Jenner, do your thing, dog.
Come on the show.
Salute to you. No, don't come on this show.
Yes, come on this show. I would love to do that. I just want to talk. I just want to. I want to learn, man.
What we said just now too, though. I think about like it works both ways though, because the scrutiny of it can make it hard to deal with, but then the public support might make it easier to deal with.
Yeah.
So it works both ways because he's getting a lot of support.
Sure.
You know.
But what if what the public wants? Like, what if you're supported to go in a certain direction and then you feel pressure to do it just because of the public? Like, what if they say when you transition, you should live a year as a woman before you do anything to your private parts, just to make sure you're really comfortable
with it. Why are we acting like this is something that we can just do?
No. They for real say that. And it makes sense because, there's a extremely high rate of suicide amongst transgenders that chop their penises off.
I had a distant cousin who that happened to.
Yes, you know why?
I like how you put distant
listen,
on that
you
shit.
know
You're
why?
like, nah, that motherfucker wasn't close to me.
Listen, cutting your dick off is a commitment that you cannot come back from.
Oof, that's not a bad haircut.
Once you cut that dick off and
there's
motherfucking get that
You
goddamn
can't just throw
vagina,
a fitted cap over that shit.
Lord
and then you'll be
have
all right.
mercy. But I respect it. No, I'm not knocking. Listen, I'm not knocking Bruce Jenner, but I respect the transgender who has fully committed.
But I also respect the guy who he wants to have his penis. He feels like a woman. He feels like a man with a penis. Like maybe there are people that are like that. Maybe some transgenders have, feel entirely like a woman. Maybe some feel half, just like sexuality. Maybe there's some people who are bisexual, and maybe some people are homosexual, some people are hetero. Like maybe there's a scale, and maybe some people feel at home with a penis and tits, and I can accept that.
That's hot.
What?
No, I'm saying. I'm saying if I was a guy who was into transvestites, that'd be hot.
Bro,
like a dick and some titties.
That's the whole thing.
That's a great Friday night.
That's a buffet, bro.
You got
That's the whole thing.
Can we talk about before we move on? Can
Yes.
we talk about this Diane Sawyer special just on a strictly entertainment value?
Sure.
I felt robbed. It was complete bullshit. I thought it was after the first hour. I wasn't intrigued anymore, and I felt disappointed because I thought it was going to be a big reveal. I'm like, this is the same old Bruce we've been watching for the past year and a half.
You wanted to see the dress.
I wanted to see him. I thought he was going to have the ass, the titties. I thought it was the big reveal. Like, I am no longer Bruce. I am a woman now. Hear me roar.
Question: does he have pressure to have a fat ass when he becomes a woman because of the family?
Absolutely.
Like, you can't
fuck out of here. You can't be the Kardashian Jenner with a flat ass.
You can't come with some Asian shit.
No, I bet you Chris got ass shots on the low.
Say what?
I bet you Chris Jenner got ass shots on the low.
absolutely.
I bet you this summer we're gonna see a picture of her in a bikini and be like, where the fuck did Chris get all that ass from? like,
And we'll know exactly where.
hey man, hey Bruce, keep doing your thing.
Come on the show, Bruce. We want you on the show. We won't judge you at all.
Not knocking you.
We just want to learn. And if there's any, transgendered people that are listening to the show, I know there are, because I think a few have tweeted. Yo, explain. Just give us some explanations what it feels like. We're here to listen.
And
We're not
don't
judging.
call us any phobic. We're not transphobic. I have no fear of transgenders or transsexuals.
Yeah.
I just simply want to understand. And we're too dumb to not be open-minded. We don't even know what's going on.
It takes a certain amount of intellect
To be closed-minded.
Because you got to know what you're closed-minded
Exactly.
about.
I don't even know what's going on to say if I don't agree with it.
Yeah, that might be one of the best things you ever said. We're too dumb to be closed-minded.
We're too dumb to be closed-minded.
Oh, that's fucking
It
great.
is.
I'm going to steal that shit.
We're
I'm
too dumb to be closed-minded. We don't have a certain level of intellect to be closed-minded, okay?
Why do you feel that way?
I don't
didn't
know.
Get there yet. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
That takes reading.
About? This is just all pure gut and emotion. All right. Now, let's pay
We're
some
just
bills.
George Bush in this shit.
That's it. Now, one thing we can all agree on is that people do need jobs, right?
Absolutely.
You watch House of Cards? I don't like House of Cards.
I do. I love House of Cards.
You watch House of Cards. Okay, well, I don't want to give no spoilers, but I do know that one of the main plots is Frank Underwood tried to create a jobs program.
America works.
There's so many unemployed
America
Americans.
works.
Okay. Well, Frank Underwood could have saved himself a lot of drama by just calling up ZipRecruiter.
It's very simple, Frank. I mean, would it have been a poor story arc for House of Cards? Yes. But just go to ZipRecruiters.com. Okay, you can search for jobs, hundreds of job boards in one place for free. And of course, you don't have any money because you don't have a job yet. And that's why free works for you.
Yes. Well, apply with just one click to the jobs you want right from ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Finding a job has never been faster, okay? You can find work in dozens of fields such as healthcare, sales, office administration, and more.
Plus, get daily personalized jobs for free thanks to ZipRecruiter's intelligent job matching. Okay? Each week, people apply to 1 million jobs they found on ZipRecruiter.com. Now you can too. To go to ZipRecruiter.com/idiots to search for jobs now.
You can even apply with just one click to the jobs you want right from ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use app or website. Hurry up and download ZipRecruiter's free app to get hundreds of jobs near you right on your phone. Just text IDIOTS to 89800. Again, text IDIOTS to 89800 to get hundreds of jobs near you right on your phone. Message and data rates may apply. Baltimore is burning! Baltimore is in flames! Baltimore is burning. Look, man. Look. Okay? We've been having discussions.
Segue.
We've been having discussions about this shit all week.
Oh, man.
And I will say this.
Okay.
I don't condone the rioting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't approve of the rioting.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rioting is pointless, but I understand it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And what is the state of the I guess the case, or has a case been brought to these police detectives? Are they still investigating it? At what state are we in?
I really don't know. I know they had the funeral for Freddie Gray, and they said that they're investigating, but I think that it has come to a boiling point, not just because of what happened with Freddie Gray, but because this has been going on in Baltimore for a long time. We've all seen The Wire. Baltimore has been a corrupt town, and not just Baltimore, but just the things that a lot of people are seeing across America. Sure. And if you listen to Tupac at the end of Kendrick Lamar's new album on the track Mortal Man, Tupac said, and I quote, "What you saw in LA with the riots is nothing. Eventually it's going to come a time where the next riot is going to be bad. Motherfuckers is fed up." And that's all it boils down to. That's why I say it pisses me off when I hear like the mayor of Baltimore. I can't remember her name. What is her name? Look up her name for me, Paige. That's my new thing. Chris.
John.
John. That's my new thing. Look it up for me.
John.
Okay? All right.
It's a hyphenated name.
Yeah, it's like something. I know her last name is Blake. What is it? Mayor. What is it? Mayor.
Stephanie Rawlings Blake.
Stephanie Rawlings Blake.
Okay.
She held a press conference yesterday. Mind you, she's a native of Baltimore. And she said that these senseless thugs are burning down the city. She said she's disgusted by what she's seen. Did you do that when you saw what happened to Freddie Gray? Did that not disgust you? Was that not senseless?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, so have that. You can't just be so mad of the effect when you know what the cause is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, listen, the effect.
Or you could be mad at both.
You gotta be mad at both.
I think
listen, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, okay.
Two wrongs do not make a right.
with
Like,
you.
I don't know why people don't understand that for every action there is an equal or opposite reaction.
Sure.
Senseless, dumb bullshit begets more senseless, dumb bullshit.
Sure.
I don't know why that concept is so hard to grasp for people. That's why I can't sit back and be like, yo, man, hey, it's fucked up what's going on in Baltimore with the rioting, without saying it's fucked up what those police officers did to Freddie Gray.
Absolutely.
Like, it goes hand in hand.
Here's my question, though. I just want to know where they are in terms of bring charges up against the cops, because the riots happen after Freddie dies, right? For all we know,
After the funeral.
after the funeral. For all we know, internally, they could be doing an investigation, which, mind you, takes months. Like, before they bring up murder charges and before they bring up even, larceny charges against somebody, like, before they bring up drug charges against somebody, investigations take forever, right?
Not really.
Oh, dude, absolutely, because you need to make sure you have enough to...
Well, I guess it's different in cases where you got video. Because in South Carolina with Walter Scott, they immediately
Done.
arrested him.
Of course,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's proof, right?
Yeah.
So, and even after the arrest, there's still talk of bringing murder charges, but not murder charges, right? So now we have no video of what happened, even though we all know there's some fucked up cops involved in the situation. But my point is, I think that the riots were, I guess, early. What if next week, what if literally in 3 days, they were like, you know what, we're going to bring murder charges up against every single cop that was in that van? Now you rioted for nothing.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it was just that. I think it was the fact that it's been so many things leading up to this situation in Baltimore, plus what these people are seeing all throughout America. Plus, yesterday was the funeral. That's a very emotional time. You seeing this guy in the casket. That's why I don't like funerals. You see this guy in the casket, you start thinking about, what the fuck, man? Think about all the shit they did. Then they shut down the public transportation yesterday in Baltimore. So you already got a fuse that's waiting to be lit.
Yeah.
So they kind of set it on themselves.
Yeah.
And listen, don't get me wrong.
Don't shut down the public transportation.
Listen, I know it's peaceful protesters out there. I know it's some motherfuckers that are rioting because they feel like this is justice. I know it's some motherfuckers out there that just want some free shit. Okay? But what is the cause to all of that? None of this would happen if Freddie Gray hadn't have been had his spine severed, vertebrae cracked in 3 places, and his
Voice box
motherfucking
smashed.
larynx injured for a fucking switchblade, bro. A fucking switchblade.
It wasn't for the switchblade.
They arrested him for the switchblade.
They arrested him for the switchblade. Okay, from what I read, and I just put this out there from what I read. Obviously, these cops that were involved in the situation are responsible and guilty for whatever happened to them while they were in custody. That's it, right? Best case scenario or best case scenario for the cops. Let's say, best, it's still manslaughter. Do you see what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, it's first degree murder.
First degree murder.
Right. So it's like no matter.
Tell them the van thing.
Okay. So what
I've
read.
been thinking about this since you said it.
I read a Baltimore Sun's article that described basically, it broke down time by time. Basically, what they said was they roll up on the block. On some like bicycles or some shit like that. A couple of cops roll them on bicycle. Freddie Gray is there. He starts running. They chase after him. Right. They basically grab him. There's arguments that ensue. Some people say that they roughed him up. Some people say that there weren't any bruises on the legs, etc. I mean, who knows? But then they basically put him in a van, and a technique apparently used in these van rides is what they call quote-unquote rough ride, where they handcuff your hands behind your back, but they don't put a seatbelt on. And they purposefully drive shitty. They slam on the brakes. They take really wide turns. They do all these things that's going to make you flop all around the police car, and you can't protect yourself because your arms are tied behind your back. So what some people say could have happened is during this van ride, which is still murder or manslaughter, regardless of what happened, maybe they slam on the brakes. He's in a position where his head slams into the thing in front of him, the part of the car in front of him. That severs his neck, and his spine slams into his larynx and voice box, which crushes it. Right?
Okay, so that's
a theory.
That's a theory.
Now, even if that is best case scenario, what happened, still manslaughter. They all got to go to jail.
Murder.
Oh, sorry.
That's murder. That's a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Sure.
I put him in handcuffs, put him in a chair, don't buckle his seatbelt, and drive crazy on purpose?
Absolutely.
That cannot be in no law book anywhere.
I mean, let's look at it even with the kid. If you had like an infant in your car that
You're going
isn't
to jail
seat buckled.
for not buckling him in the seatbelt.
Exactly.
You're going to jail.
Reckless endangerment, right?
So either way, the police officers are the cause for the effect of the riot.
But my feeling is that this is going to happen regardless. I feel like literally in the next week or two, we're going to have murder charges brought up against all these cops involved. And now we've tore down and burned down Baltimore because of impatience.
No, well, I'm going to say this. It's hard for me to say I have a problem with that when I see police officers deal with impatience and take people's lives. You can't bring lives back. You can't bring Freddie Gray back.
Absolutely.
You can't bring Mike Brown back. You can't bring back Walter Scott in North Charleston.
Right.
Due to police officers' impatience, or due to police officers, Tamir Rice, they rolled up and just jumped out. Boom. Shot him two times. So, hey, they overreact. We overreact too. Did they make it right? No. It's all wrong. But like I said, senseless bullshit begets senseless bullshit. The cause is these police officers doing what they're doing to civilians here in America, and now the civilians are reacting, and you're telling the civilians they're wrong. No. How about somebody tell the motherfucking police officers they're wrong? And I think that's what pisses people off too. When you have the mayor holding press conferences to tell the community that they're wrong for rioting, how come nobody's standing up to say, no, the police are wrong for what they're doing?
Yeah, well, there's actually, I'm looking at it right now, there's an article that just came out in the Baltimore Sun that details kind of the history of police brutality in Baltimore.
Yes.
So I think the issue is just how systematic it is. Since 2011, the police department has paid out close to $6 million in settlements against people they've
fucked up.
And the average payment's been about between $30,000 to the highest is $500,000. So that's a lot of payments in 4 years.
Even more. I read there was 3 different instances where there were people paralyzed due to van rides.
Right.
Specifically in Baltimore. One was paid out $1.9 million. I think the other case was like $39 million by the city. So these are not practices that aren't uncommon to Baltimore. And I'm not saying that. And there's absolutely, a lot of corruption going on in this police department, and a lack of, responsibility. What is it? When officers think they could just do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right?
Accountability. Yeah.
Listen, where is the police reform to stop these police officers from doing these stupid ass van rides?
Well, I think that's where we need punishment. And I think that's where I think that these, I don't want to say riots are justified, but I understand the reaction if, let's say, the mayor or the Justice Department came out, right? And they said, you know what? We're not going to press charges against these cops because there's not enough information. What? I'm in Baltimore riding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to riot off of
I understand
his death,
the reaction now.
No, man, it's too early
why?
because we have to have faith in the justice. We have to at least let justice happen.
I'm gonna tell you why, because it's not. This is a accumulation of things.
Right, but then it's not about Freddie Gray. That's the problem, because
Well,
then it doesn't become about Freddie.
that.
It becomes about all these past. It comes about Mike Brown.
That's
It comes
what it
about
is,
Zimmerman.
though.
Exactly, but now you're tearing down a city, right? Using Freddie Gray as the scapegoat, but it's really something that you're upset about in America.
It's still the fact that so many lives are being killed by these police officers.
You know what should have happened? The mayor and the district attorney should have come out and made a statement like what happened in Charleston.
They should have came out and said, "Listen, we know something's wrong.
Something fucked up
happened
here." And let me tell you, if the stories that we are hearing are true, where
police
these
will
cops
be
are
dealt
and with murder, what happened in South Carolina? It was North Charleston, South Carolina. We saw, obviously there was video, so it was hard to refute. Yeah. But they said, we're going with murder.
Immediately. This is wrong.
Say that to pacify the fucking people, man.
Listen, what's the slang?
You know who else?
The term is no justice, no peace. All you want is a little bit of justice.
I like that.
That's it. When you see any injustice, it's not going to be any peace.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's the fuck up of the what is it, district attorney and the mayor for not making a statement like that.
Wrong, and now they're putting the blame on
the people,
the community. That's not fair.
Yeah,
because you know the cause is cause and effect. For every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. Pointless bullshit begets more pointless bullshit. But you won't even point the finger at the pointless bullshit that caused this pointless bullshit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking asteroid's coming down to Earth, and instead of saying no, we're gonna handle it and make it move somewhere else, you just yell at people for looting and rioting.
Yes,
stores. It's like, motherfucker, let us know shit's gonna be all right.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
That's all it is. When will a police officer step up and say, look, man, my brothers are wrong?
Yo, I was listening to a guy on NPR in a cab. Mm-hmm. I don't really listen to NPR, but there's this show called Fresh Air, I think it's called, and it was a police officer talking about it, and he said two things that were really interesting. He said, one, he goes, I've been watching some of these stories, right? Absolutely fucking wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, what happened in North Charleston, fucking absolutely wrong. He should get murder. But he also said, you have to understand, most cops hate this shit because it makes our job so much more difficult.
That.
But here's what he said:
we can deal with you. We can understand.
What he said is they're not allowed to talk.
This goes back to when we were talking about understanding.
You're right.
Say it.
Help me empathize with you as a police officer.
Can I look at you as a human instead of just this crazy motherfucker with a gun and a badge?
Yeah.
Like, I do not want to look at all cops as fucked up.
Press conference.
Because I know for a fact all cops aren't fucked up. I know there's some good cops. Yeah. I got family that are cops. But say something. Mm-hmm. Say something. If you don't say shit, then I'm just going to put all of y'all in one bunch. Now I'm scared to death of all you motherfuckers. Period.
Yeah.
Listen, man, like I said, I don't have any problem. I'm not going to say I don't have a problem with it, because I do have a problem with the riots. But I understand why they are rioting.
I do, but I honestly feel like it's early. Let the district, and again, the mayor fucked up, district attorney fucked up. You got to come out and say that we're going to, use the highest, whatever it is of the law. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the phrase is, but we're going to punish with the highest intent. It doesn't matter.
They know what the fuck we're talking about.
I'm talking about. But punish with the highest intent of the law. If you say that, you give us a fucking week where we're still upset, but we're like, okay, we're gonna get justice. But if you don't even let us know that justice is a possibility, of course we're gonna fucking burn some shit down.
But I think it was just one of those things. I really think like the town felt like its intelligence was being insulted. Like if we see what happened to Freddie Gray, mm-hmm. He got caught with a switchblade, he's arrested, his vertebrae gets severed from his spine, or his spine gets severed from his neck, his vertebrae gets cracked 3 times, larynx injured, and you say, we're not sure what happened. No force was used in his arrest. Come the fuck on, man. Come the fuck on. Even if you did the little van ride shit, that's even worse to me.
All you got to say is we're going to investigate this. This is a tragedy. And if there are parties found responsible, they will be penalized or punished to the highest extent of the law. That's all you got to say.
I don't know what the rules are with police, but fire them. I would have fired him first.
Well, they
suspended without leave.
Yeah.
But fuck that.
It's suspended with pay.
You know what?
But they'll take it away if they find out that they're guilty.
But you know why I would have fired them? Because they're idiots. They're not even brilliant idiots. Because you mean to tell me this guy got fucked up in y'all custody and y'all don't know what happened? No force was used? Not you're playing with my intelligence too.
You can't use the wax excuse.
No, I don't know nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. Oh, really?
Oh, why is his head turned to the side like that? Oh no.
What the fuck are you talking about? I gotta fire you. And guess what? Being that I didn't fire you, that lets me know that all of y'all are in cahoots together.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Y'all all corroborated this story.
No, this is Baltimore. What is Baltimore known for?
The Wire.
Snitches get stitches or no snitching.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
That shit is in the hood and in the
man.
police department.
Come on,
Don't
man.
think that it's not.
Come on, listen. I cannot be all the way upset with the reaction of the citizens of Baltimore. And you know what else I hate when they say stuff like, they're tearing up your own communities. Those really not their communities.
They took.
None of them niggas on CBS. I don't care what y'all say. Okay, all right. Stop
They don't
it.
own the Baltimore
Okay?
Oral Stadium.
You run up in the Chinese store and steal a bunch of weed. We may wear weed, but we don't own that shit. Okay. They don't give that. Like, stop saying that. Stop saying we tearing up our own community. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Stop that shit. We
That's
don't own
funny.
none of that shit. And don't think that shit does not affect the city. The city don't like that shit. Who you think got to pay for that shit once all that shit burned
The
down?
city.
The fucking city.
The city.
They don't like that shit. And guess what? Hey, you burned down the CVS. CVS will be fine. They got insurance. You know what I'm saying? Guess who doesn't
The
have
city.
Guess CVS can be back. Guess who's not coming back though? Freddie fucking Gray.
Oh yeah, Freddie Gray.
Freddie's not coming back. You worried about all these buildings getting burned down that you can rebuild
fucked,
with
yeah.
taxpayers' money? You know, Freddie Gray's not coming back though. It's really that simple. And I don't even like people that say things like rioting never changed anything. I truly believe that for every Martin, you need a Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
For every Professor X, you need a Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to stop thinking that you can push a motherfucker and they may not shoot you back. You might push me and I might not do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I might be like, all right, whatever. I'll turn another cheek. You might push another man and he might blow your fucking brains off. Can you be mad at his reaction?
You know, we had this same conversation. We were talking about what is it? A woman getting hit by her husband.
Yeah, you don't know how somebody's gonna react.
You should never do it. Just like you should never burn down buildings. But you can't be surprised
How they react.
when people react, when
Exactly.
people are pushed, and how they're going to react.
So you know what the solution to this is?
Don't push motherfuckers.
Stop killing niggas.
Stop killing people.
People, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I would like to be included in this stop killing shit, motherfucker.
You gonna put me in this Black Lives Matter. You gonna change this black to all I want in. 'Cause
Lives
these
matter,
cops is
motherfucker.
crazy, and I don't know what
Let me tell
they're
you
capable
something.
of.
If you're a cop and you want to kill some white people, now is the time. Nobody giving a fuck right now. You can walk into a fucking yacht club in Greenwich, Connecticut with a Uzi and just start taking
Bring the
out
killer.
fucking salmon shirt wearing motherfuckers. Nobody giving a fuck.
Hey, cop be like, all lives matter. Not to me. I don't give a fuck. Who
Last
you are.
page of Huffington Post: 74 white people were shot in a boating club off of New Hampshire.
But you can't listen. You can't even be mad at the Black Lives Matter hashtag because that's the narrative that we see all the time.
Yeah,
That is the narrative.
I mean, that's what makes the most money for these. That's what makes the most money from these media outlets, man. They are selling that story. They're making all the money off this shit. They
Hey,
could not
man.
be. Every time you take a garbage can and throw it at somebody, CNN is ching. Every time you light a building on fire, CNN is ching.
Of course.
Ching.
And guess what? Like I said, I don't like it, but I understand it.
CNN
And-
or
and-
the reaction?
The reaction. And guess what? If they don't stop immediately what they're doing, Tupac's prophecy is going to come true even more, and it's going to get even worse.
I got the solution to all
You
this.
know why they used to shut down media back in the day when they used to have blackouts when shit like this happening?
Why?
Because they didn't want the rest of the country to see, oh shit, Baltimore getting down.
No, hold on. You told me earlier when we were speaking before the show, I showed you and Wax the video of the CNN reporter getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And you said that he shouldn't have even been down there.
Get your white what is your white ass doing down there in the midst of all of this racial tension? Send the black reporter down there.
Well, Don Lemon
Wait,
was on
what?
the way.
Well, Don Lemon might get fucked
Yeah,
up.
Don Lemon might get his ass
Might get
rocked.
fucked up.
Yo, is that Don?
They better go. Damn, Jeff Johnson not around anymore. I'm about to say he cut his dreads too.
Hold
They better
on.
go get you. They better get somebody new.
But that's the problem when you start knocking out white people for being white.
Hey,
Like, come on, man.
Schulz.
Did you see
gotta know your environment? But you know what? I'm not mad at that. CNN
Baltimore's
reporter.
police department, 46% black.
Yeah, no doubt.
So let's not make this a white on black crime issue.
But
you can't just start knocking out fucking white people in Baltimore because they are not the police.
Listen, I'm with you, but it's the same thing with
Stop
Iggy
it.
Azalea
Stop
and
it.
hip hop.
Fuck you. Stop
Okay?
it. Stop it.
All of these black people getting killed, and you got the nerve to be the hottest rapper of the year with your white ass? No, we're not having it. We're going to tear you down because we cannot get to the powers to be that we want.
But you can't.
Listen to me. Listen, beating up that white reporter is absolutely wrong. But guess what? That white reporter should have known better.
No. This is what happened with the white reporter. This is what happened with the white reporter. The guy was walking too calmly. Like, you're in the midst of a riot. He's walking down the street just fucking playing Angry Birds or some shit on his phone. Like, literally not a care in the world. He's got headphones in, just la-di-da.
He was trying to do his job. He's probably filing a report.
These white people think this shit sweet.
That motherfucker's on Instagram hashtagging, bro.
These honkies think shit sweet.
Fuck you.
You just gonna walk through my city after they just killed the black man.
You gotta walk through the city with your hands
but
in
you
the
can't
air,
you can't complain.
reciting Martin Luther King speeches.
There's also an alternate narrative where people are complaining that the media is not reporting on this. They're not talking about that. If you're knocking media dudes out, guess what? They're not going to report on shit.
Send black media people.
Well, there have been a lot of black media.
There is no way. First of all, if I was a white media person, I'd be like, no, I'm not going there.
I just don't like it because the dude looked like me. I'll admit that.
If you'd have been walking through there, Chris, they'd have knocked your ass out.
We'd
You'd have had to
never be
scream,
there.
I am the loudspeaker network. Combat Jack the Reed. Brilliant idiots. Tax tone, that's me.
They better knock me out because I would fuck one of those.
I've done more for black people than Abraham Lincoln.
And on that note,
I help black people.
Yo, that's what Chris says all the time. You guys don't know this. He often goes, I've done more for black people than Abraham Lincoln.
You know, Chris?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Hey, watch your back, man.
Chris, where you going? You going to like you going to shelter or some shit, Chris? Where you
Chris,
going?
we're going to meet with one of the guys who runs the mid-roll, who brings us a lot of nice advertising. So, I got a
Black guy, white guy, what is he?
white gentleman, yeah.
A white
Just keep your ass out of Baltimore, Chris.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
You didn't have to worry about that.
That CNN reporter getting knocked out, you know what that reminds me of?
Go.
That reminds me of Biggie Smalls going to LA during the height of the East Coast West Coast beef. Why
are you there?
Why would you do that? If I'm a white reporter, I'm not going nowhere near Baltimore. I'm telling CNN, send somebody else, send somebody black down there to cover that. Shit is too crazy right now. It's too hostile. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I bet you no white reporters going down there now.
Hell no.
No way.
No, I need
I bet
protection.
you see nothing but black faces reporting from Baltimore right now at this moment. I bet you. It's common sense. I'm not going. Why would you go?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I think, you know what? I think the solution to this shit is, man, and I've said this shit before, $15 an hour minimum wage. You give people a livable wage, you don't even need half the cops that we have now.
Nah, you need more cops.
No, think about this, right? If people have a livable wage, Freddie Gray's not on the fucking corner selling dope.
We don't know why Freddie Gray was running, though.
I mean, he was running. Apparently, I read this just from another person said that he had bad experiences with cops before.
That's
in
what I'm
terms of
saying.
they beat him up before.
Yo, listen, I told y'all the story.
Why are they beating you up? Like, let's be honest.
Listen,
He's not on the corner selling fucking Girl Scout cookies.
Hey, I told y'all the story. How I was driving. Cop got behind me. I pulled over. Just out of everything I'm seeing in the news, fear. I'm like, woo, I might haul ass too from cops. Yo, I can see a cop pulling me over right now and me shaking half to death. Like, why are you shaking? I'm gonna tell him straight up, hey, nigga, y'all niggas out here killing motherfuckers, dog. I'm sorry, man. Like, so I don't know why he ran. I don't know.
Look, I'm not saying that there's. First of all, and again, I would say this to everybody, black, white, whatever, like that. Just don't trust anybody to do their job when they have a gun. Okay, don't resist arrest. I don't care what the fuck happened. Do not resist arrest in any single way. Do not trust them to do their job perfectly. I mean, I just like I'm saying to some white reporter, don't go to Baltimore right now. It's just not worth your fucking life, okay, to trust that.
It's not,
but
man. Fuck them cops
$15 an hour. Like, if
no,
people,
hold on, let me rephrase that. Fuck getting in them cops' way right now. Stay out of their motherfucking
Stay out of their way, man. Don't
make
just not right now. It's not worth it. But $15 an hour minimum wage, people can make a living. I'm telling you, if people can make a living, this whole shit, this is going to happen. It happened, I think, in Seattle. It's going to happen in the rest of the country eventually. I want you guys to remember who said it here first because I want my credit. But I'm telling you, if people can make a livable wage, you're not going to have this incredible poverty and corruption that exists in Baltimore.
Either that or legalize weed everywhere.
just make everyone high.
Amsterdam has no. I heard Amsterdam has no violence. I heard Amsterdam is the most peaceful place in the motherfucking world.
But they're also a socialist country, so they have $15.
I don't even know what that means. Does that mean everybody like to hang out with each other?
Exactly.
They
They like to socialize. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
When everybody's smoking weed.
Gotcha.
No. But they got, they make more an hour basically, and there's more of a division of wealth. So you have somebody who makes $500,000 a year is getting taxed at a way higher rate, and some of that money's trickling down. I'm not necessarily saying we got to be a socialist country and all this other shit, but if you pay people a livable wage, I promise you, no matter what, people will be able to. You'll have way less crime. You'll have way less. Charlamagne just had to walk out of the room because I think he was about to throw up. But you'll have way less crime. You'll have way less, everything. There's no reason to sell drugs. Why would you sell drugs and risk your life if you are making enough money to put food on your table? That's it. You start paying people enough money where they can survive, and then we're going to be good. You all right?
I had to fucking spit. I had to hawk up a loogie.
You hawk that shit. Just pay people enough money where they can survive. And that's the problem with a lot of these places. I guarantee it's Baltimore. I guarantee in Ferguson and a lot of other places in America is extreme poverty. And extreme poverty, I don't want to say forces you, but does push you in the direction of crime. And then I'll be honest, it's unfair for police. It's unfair to put police in impoverished places where the people don't have jobs, and the only way, not the only way, but there are very few ways to put food on their table, and one of those ways is through illegal activity, and then tell the police, well, don't let them do illegal activity. Because the police are basically hired to starve them.
I agree with you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I agree with you up until everything that got to do with the police, because at the end of the day, that's victim blaming. Even if these guys are out there doing illegal activity, it does not make it hunting season on black people just because they're selling dope.
No, I'm not saying it's their fault. What I'm saying is I feel bad that the police are basically hired in poor neighborhoods to starve people. It's like if you know the only way to get money in a poor neighborhood. Now, I'm not saying the only. Yes, there are ways to get out of the hood, obviously. But let's say an impoverished, poor fucking neighborhood. The only way to get money there is through maybe illegal gambling, illegal drug sales, illegal activity. That's the only bread in the hood right now. And you're a cop, and your job is to stop them from doing this illegal activity. Your job is to starve them. Because if they can't do the illegal activity, they can't eat. That's unfair for police when you think about it.
Well, okay, this is how I feel about all of that situation. I never justify crime. I never justify selling drugs.
I'm with you.
I never justify robbing anything. I think all of that shit is bullshit. I think everybody can go find a motherfucking job, go find you a trade. I do not encourage you to commit crime whatsoever because I do not want to see my black brothers in jail or dead. That's why I changed my motherfucking life. In order to change your life, you have to change your lifestyle. You know what my father used to tell me? You keep living the way you live, you're going to end up in jail forever or you're going to end up dead.
Totally.
Period.
Totally.
So I changed my life. I know for whatever reason people that think that's the most difficult thing in the world to do.
You did it.
But you can do it. And Bruce Jenner's doing it too. Okay?
If Bruce Jenner can get a pussy,
okay,
you can get a job at Walgreens.
This is America. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's number one. Number two, police.
If a multimillionaire can put on a dress,
yes,
you can get a job at. No, come on, it's not the same thing.
Okay, well I'm gonna tell you this. Okay. Before I move on to my second point,
but I believe you can.
If A-Town, motherfucking what's the other little motherfucker's name? Weevil, I ain't got no bitches. If him,
got him.
It's two more. Got him. Yeah.
I love that.
A-Town got him, and it's two more. Ice JJ Fish, if they can find a way to be successful in America legally, god damn it, I don't want to hear shit about you wanting to be the next Nino Brown. Be the next A-Town, motherfucker. Okay? Stop it with this shit. And furthermore, somebody texted my phone yesterday and said to me, I'm going to read you this text verbatim.
Please do.
This insulted the fuck out of me.
If you can't get a job, get a mental disorder. That's Charlamagne's advice.
Yes. I'll find you a mentally challenged kid to flip.
Get your money. Yo, that's what kids are going to do. They're going to be walking to the special classes.
Hey,
like, yo,
man, which one of y'all got a talent?
Let me see what you could do in 6 seconds.
Hold on, let me read you this tweet before I move on to my second point about the police real quick. Because this really insulted me.
How about I pay some bills while you do that?
Oh, no, here, this is what this says. Hey, boo, so I guess it's a girl. Welvin, who ain't got no bitches, wants your number. This is his number. What is going on in my life that you would make me think?
Wait, I'm confused. Say it again.
Got him, Welvin. Wants my number, right?
We're not on a number-to-number basis.
No! Listen,
This is not how
I
this
don't,
works.
listen, Charlamagne the God, I don't think I'm better than nobody.
But I'm better than Wealthy.
But there is no reason for me to be talking to Welvin about anything.
Wait,
okay?
his manager hit you up? He got a manager?
I don't know who that was. I have no idea.
They need to make them
who that
Gotti
was.
shirts though.
So I'm in the radio station today, and I'm
Gotti.
talking to Envy and Angela. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna front, man. Something happened to me yesterday that made me reevaluate my life. I said, somebody texted me and said, Welvin, the Gotham dude, wanted my number. And Envy goes, oh yeah, he called me. I said, what the fuck? How the fuck did you give him the number? He called you. I was like, what do you want? Oh, he want to come on the Breakfast Club. Did you decline? Okay. All right. I'm not co-signing that shit, bro.
You can let him on the Breakfast Club, but he has to be a sound effect. So,
got him.
Exactly. So anytime you say something like Jayla's on there, like, yeah, I want to suck a fart out your ass, then you just turn his mic on. Got him.
Listen, man,
Got him.
Listen, call me what you want right now. I'm sorry. I have no. No, that's not happening. No.
Let's think of the worst people that have your number. Who's the worst person that has your number?
I'm gonna tell y'all the story about when I saw A-Town at the airport.
No,
Oh, let me button up my point about the police. Second thing about the police. Hold on.
Please tell me he boarded the flight before you.
No, he didn't actually.
If he boarded, if they say Group 1 and that motherfucker starts sauntering
No
onto
special
the
needs
plane.
at all. He had no special needs at all. He knew exactly what the fuck he did.
All right, button the point
Let
up.
me button the point. With the police. It doesn't matter that these guys are out here doing illegal activity. The police still have to uphold the Constitution.
Yes.
They cannot be using excessive force. They cannot be killing unarmed gentlemen.
Yes.
Their job is to protect, serve, arrest us, let us go through our due process.
Yep.
You're not giving us our due process by beating the fuck out of us and killing us.
That's absolutely true.
And that's it.
And the court system has to uphold the law. You have to uphold the Constitution as well.
The court system has to uphold the law on both ends.
Exactly.
For police and civilians committing crimes.
But that's what I meant in terms of police. So
Yeah.
you have to hold these police up to the highest standards of the law
Yes.
as well. And the mayor and the district attorney or whoever it is has to be able to tell the people, yo, we're going to do that. We're going to have faith in us that we're going to prosecute these individuals. And I don't think that's happening.
All right, let's pay some bills so we can start talking about some crazy motherfuckers.
So
All
we're
right,
going to talk about this Mayweather.
yo, MLB season is in full swing. FanDuel is changing the way people play fantasy baseball. It's more fun than ever. We need to have fantasy boxing this week for that Mayweather Pacquiao.
What we need to do is have that fantasy Baltimore Orioles baseball.
Y'all keep fucking around in Baltimore. That team is going to be a fantasy.
The fantasy
it's
is
going to be a
the
distant
fantasy,
memory
exactly.
when they burn that stadium down.
Exactly.
Keep on killing people for no reason. All right, don't wait another day. Sign up now to play one-day fantasy baseball at FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com, the leader in one-day fantasy baseball for real money with immediate cash payouts. Entry fees start at just $1.
And here's a good thing about fantasy baseball, though. I will say this. If you're really into fantasy sports, there's a new game every single day. Some days have 2 games. Like, they have double headers that your teams will play. So just get your money. That's
right.
it. Stop waiting 6 months to win in the league. Play today. Win tonight. Pick a brand new team every single day. There's no season-long commitment, no upfront fees. Make every game exciting with FanDuel. That's it.
Now, last week we told y'all about Loudspeaker Network's own Matt Raz. He's
Raz!
a very self-serving, narcissistic guy. He clearly put himself in this copy to let us know he won $30. Nobody gives a fuck.
Get it, Raz!
Let's talk about Chris T from Utah, who last week turned a $2 entry into $8,000 on FanDuel.
Oh, I thought it was $8.
$8,000.
I didn't see the K. I was about to say. Flip!
All right?
Now, that's flipping right there.
Now, Matt, that's somebody we want to hear from. We don't want to hear about your little bullshit $30.
That's
okay?
a boss right there.
Join Chris T and the over 1 million other users who have already won money.
Yo, it's hard not to win. FanDuel is paying out more than $2.5 million every single day this MLB season. But you have to play to win, so sign up today. $2.5 million, bro. God. Play before they go out of business, yo.
That's right. Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use our code, BRILLIANT, and sign up now, okay? Special offer for new users, by the way. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 that gets earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. Offer is only good for the first 50 people that use our code BRILLIANT.
Don't forget to use our code BRILLIANT, FanDuel.com, where every day is a new season. That's FanDuel.com. Sign up today.
Now, back to the show. Now, let me tell you about when I saw A-Town at the airport. Like I said, I just feel like it should be a hierarchy. It should be like it should be categories. It should be it is levels.
You
to
put
this
in
shit.
the work. Be honest. You put in fucking work.
I'm gonna tell you,
You have a talent.
This is South by Southwest weekend.
Okay.
I was there from like Wednesday to Saturday. Saturday morning, I flew to Detroit. A lot of people leaving the airport on Saturday morning. I run into my dude, DJ Drama. Drama, what up? I run into my dude, DJ Trauma. Trauma is Dave Chappelle's road DJ. He's on the way to go meet Chappelle to do a show. What up, Trauma? I see this dude sitting there in a hat, chilling by himself. I'm like, oh, that's the God, Chris Rock. Yo.
Oh, Chris was going
Chris, what up? You know what I'm
on.
saying? Chris like, oh, Charlamagne.
Did you walk up to him?
Of course. I'm going to pay homage to Chris. Of course, without question. What's up, Chris? Salute. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. That's the God. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody's paying Chris no attention. I'm literally the only person that noticed Chris Rock. Chris is over there chilling. And he's literally sitting by himself.
He's regular.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm the type of person, I'm a people watcher at the airport. So I'm noticing people that's sitting by themselves. I'm like, make sure they ain't the motherfucker that's gonna get on the plane and try to do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck is he by himself?
Why you got nobody?
Yeah, why is nobody? Right? So then all of a sudden I see this crowd coming and I see people like, oh, pulling out their phones and shit. It's fucking A-Town and his crew.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there looking. God, Chris Rock's right behind me.
Do you? The birds are
Hot record.
chirping on my dick.
Listen, the God Chris Rock is behind me. Nobody's paying him no attention.
Yeah.
But people are walking, pointing at A-Town like, oh shit, that's A-Town. Whatever. And that shit like, it bothered
Crushed
me.
your soul.
It really is Chris Rock behind me. I would have done anything to meet Chris Rock back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Chris Rock. I've met Chris a few times and interviewed him and stuff, but it's like, that is Chris Rock that y'all not paying no attention to.
Good morning. Hello.
Meanwhile, and then I'm tell you the stuff I'm thinking in my mind. In my mind, I'm like,
The birds are chirping.
this is the way my mind works. I'm like,
Oh, my dick.
I'm like, I wonder where Chris is going. I hope I'm sitting by him on the plane. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? And then my other brain is like, I hope I'm not on the plane with A-Town. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm going to Detroit. There's no way. I'm like, Chris probably ain't going to Detroit, but A-Town probably ain't going to Detroit neither. Guess who ended up on my goddamn flight?
Good morning.
Without
Hello.
question. And I said in my mind, I'm not talking to these motherfuckers.
The birds are chirping. Hello.
Due to Chris Rock for the game. For the love of the game, I'm not speaking to them.
Oh, my dick.
Guess who didn't speak to them though? Charlamagne, the motherfucking God.
They came up to you?
No, they didn't. I put my hoodie on.
Charlamagne, my friend reached out to you for your phone number, and I didn't get your phone number.
I'm cool on that. No,
Charlamagne, you didn't give me my
fuck
phone
that.
number. I
Nope.
wanted to text you.
Listen, no disrespect to the special ed sensations that are sweeping the nation. Okay? But I don't want no part
Yo,
of it.
the rest of the world already thinks we're stupid. The fact that our most famous celebrities are all mentally retarded, like this is a struggle right now for America,
I
man.
don't want no problems, man. I'm good, man. We are the idiots now.
How are we gonna take on China? That's what I want to know. How are we gonna beat China? Who's gonna be our spokesperson?
We're not.
When A-Town goes there, China, the birds are chirping. Hello. On my dick.
All right, let's talk about more positive things because I can't even eat.
No, let's
sometimes.
talk about some real negative shit.
Let's talk about Mayweather versus Pacquio.
Yeah, well, let's talk about
Let's talk about how last week this, ladies and gentlemen, is the most amazing thing that I've seen in a long time.
All right, okay, so
we're in a workshop last week
for Uncommon
Sense. on
Charlamagne's
MTV
new
too.
show on MTV
It's not
too.
Technically mine. I'm hosting it. Okay, so.
Dissociate yourself.
It's not technically mine. I'm hosting it.
Y'all don't even know how savvy this motherfucker is, man. Oh my god! I can't. One day we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a candid conversation of the fucking war general that this motherfucker is.
This is a show I'm hosting. I'm doing with Uncommon Sense.
Good morning. Hello.
D-Ray is doing with Joking Off. D-Ray hosts Joking Off. I host Uncommon Sense. Just like you hosted
I
Job
love
to
you, bro.
Dose Up.
I love you.
hosted-
I love you, bro. Hey, I love you, man. You know what? I just want to let you know I
But
love you, bro.
I can't wait till y'all see Uncommon Sense. We're all in
I
the
love
workshop. Schulz is in the workshop. Our girl Zuri Hall is in the workshop.
Tax is
Stone
in there.
the workshop.
Joe Vesey.
Joe Vessie's in the workshop.
What is his name?
Low Key.
Low Key.
Low Key's in the workshop.
Yeah.
you know, we just having a great conversation, you know, building on things, and all of a sudden.
Well, I should first preface it by everybody knows that I was going to go to the Mayweather fight. Now I'm going to Mayweather Pacquio this Saturday. I have to do this workshop from 2 to 4. Tickets go on sale. What time? 3 o'clock.
All day long, Big Dick Schultz is out here saying, I don't give a fuck. 3 o'clock. I'm getting these motherfucking tickets.
Good morning.
Now, mind you, last week I told y'all, this shit ain't for everybody. Okay, this shit is gonna separate the ballers from the basic bitches. Okay, hey, I know I'm a basic bitch. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to go to this fight. I will watch it on TV from the luxury of my home.
So I call my assistant.
Yes.
I say to her, listen, at 3 o'clock these tickets go on sale. I need you to get these tickets for me by any means necessary. You got to find a way to, get them online, call up. Now, here's the deal.
Remember that episode of The Cosby Show when Bill Cosby couldn't be at the auction, so he sent somebody to auction for him, and he was on the phone with him auctioning?
Don't give it away. Why do you think he couldn't go to the auction? Because he was busy raping people? Huh? No? All right. Listen, you know what would be really fucked up? I would really believe Bruce Jenner was a woman if Cosby raped him. That would have been the ultimate proof.
You got to cut your dick off or get raped by Bill Cosby.
If Bill got you in the 80s, bro.
Bruce, listen to me.
Stop playing,
Bruce. You got to get drugged and raped by Bill Cosby or cut your dick off.
You're not a woman in the 80s if Cosby didn't rape you. Let's be honest with you. You're not really a woman.
No, that would have been the funniest
if that's
shit.
What he said
if Bruce would have said that shit on Diane Sawyer. In the 80s, I got drugged by Bill Cosby. I'm not sure what happened.
Sawyer just looked at him and goes, me too! Okay, so basically I say 3 o'clock, I need those tickets, I need you to get 2 tickets. Okay, I said, listen, I need 4 tickets. You can either give me 4 at $2,500 a pop or 4 at $1,500 a pop. I would prefer the 4 at $2,500. I'm going to take my dad.
4
at $2,500 each.
Okay.
So 10 grand total. We're going to try and flip the last ticket. Boom. I'm going to go me, my father, and my friend Bobby.
Good plan.
Good plan, right?
If you flip the last ticket, you might
pay for all the tickets, right?
Money back,
or half of it at least, right? So we go to the workshop. Fuck, it's fun. We had a good little rhythm going. Everybody's snapping. Everybody's going crazy. Workshop finishes. I look at my phone. 2 text messages from Julie, my assistant. Right? First one says, "Hey, the only tickets left are 4 tickets for $34,000. Do you want me to get them?"
I go, you can reply back.
No. I just go like this. I just go, ha, this goes crazy. $34,000. I'm like, ha.
And then that second text said, got him. Got him. Schulz put his hands on his hip. He goes, I'm gonna kill this bitch if what she just said to me is true. I don't know who he's talking about. I'm like, what's something going on with his girl? Like, what's happening? He goes, no, I'm gonna kill this bitch. I'm like, oh shit. Did Drake finally get at Sarah? Like, what happened? I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I go
the
look
second text just says fuck, period.
No!
I swear to God.
I just got him for real.
No, it says fuck, period. I got the ones for $34,000. You can sell them, right?
Hold on, how much? 4 for how much?
$34,000. That's a Camry.
They were $7,000 a piece, $5,000 a piece?
$7,500 plus taxes and fees.
Holy
That's a fucking
shit.
boat.
That's a
Charlamagne.
That's a Jeep Wrangler.
That's a Jeep.
I was pricing Jeep Wranglers yesterday. Matter of fact, Jeep Wranglers are cheaper.
You realize I could run over somebody like Suge Knight for that money? $34,000.
I have a video of Andrew Schulz stressing in the lobby that is amazing.
Oh, dude.
Oh, my God. It's so amazing.
What in your mind would make you think it's okay to spend $34,000? Do you have the video?
I definitely got the video.
I got to hear
I've been waiting for the right time to drop it.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
So what happened? You bought?
So basically, I immediately call her. I said, don't fucking do anything else. Don't talk to anybody. Call my business manager. He says, all right, listen, what we can do is, and this is why I haven't tweeted about it all week, because I'm not sure if I don't have the tickets. He goes, listen, we can't just cancel your card and call it fraud. I'm like, why the fuck not? Cancel the fucking card. He goes, it's $34,000. That's a felony fraud case.
Wow.
They trace that back to your assistant. She goes to jail. And I swear to God, I go, Look, send that bitch to jail. Sometimes you gotta go to jail, bro. I don't know how to. Listen. We all make mistakes in life. Sometimes you gotta pay for your mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, whatever. He's like, nah, we can't do it. Luckily, Amex contacts my assistant because Amex knows me.
Oh, so they asked her.
They gave.
Yo, somebody made a call. Somebody made a purchase.
Not even a purchase. They literally called her like, "Are you sure?" Like that's how well Amex knows me. They're like,
wow.
"You sure you want to spend this kind of money, Schultz?" And immediately we're like, "Don't say anything." Business manager called them, "Do not authorize." We cancel the card, everything. So I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully everything's okay.
So they haven't returned the money back yet.
It hasn't been authorized. But what they can do is a force authorization 5 days later. But that's why we canceled the card.
Got you.
So hopefully everything's okay.
You had to cancel your whole card?
Let me tell you something. Next week, you're going to tell by my enthusiasm with the ads that we read for this show if I'm out 34,000. If I come get this shit like baseball's the best sport in the world. Everybody got to invest in baseball.
Listen to them. Let me see if we can hear it.
When I just was talking about tickets.
Put it at the bottom.
You texted me once. They're $34,000. Well, you don't buy them. If I say I want the ones from 15 to 2,400, that's a total, a grand total of 6,000 or 10,000. How do you jump to 40,000? That's a house. I really want to go, but I'm not going to spend $40,000. Oh my God, Julie.
That's a different kind of
Julie, you need to
stress.
find out how to return them right now.
Oh, I should.
That was the most amazing. I've never seen a man under that kind of stress.
Oh my God.
Like Schulz would have snitched.
In
If somebody had to go down. Schulz was not going to jail. Okay.
I was ready to put the felony on her, dude, in a second.
Okay, so Mayweather, Pacquiao, who you got?
I got Mayweather, easy money, decision, victory. But I will say this: if I was going to bet and I want to win money, I would bet for a draw. Just because there is a chance that there's so much fucking money to be made on this fight that they could both agree to share 12 rounds. You know what I mean? Hey, you get 2, 4, 6, 7, 9.
I don't think Mayweather's ego would allow it.
I don't think so either.
No.
But 100 million, B?
I'm gonna tell you why, and I thought about this too. I thought about that same scenario, but I said number one, Mayweather's ego wouldn't allow it, and number two, Mayweather's next fight will probably make more money than this one.
No.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, because it's the
his last fight
that's
ever.
Interesting.
They'll build it up like, yo, come see the greatest of all time. One last time. This is it. He's retiring. There's no more. His contract is up. He's only had 6 fights on his contract.
It's like Yankees with Jeter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
his next fight will make way more money than the Pacquiao fight, if not just as much.
You could do it at Dallas Stadium or whatever like that. Just have everybody do a sayonara.
Same shit.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. Pay-per-view $100 again.
Exactly.
Exact same shit.
Have him fight A-Town.
Have him fight. He could fight anybody.
Really, we're gonna come
He can fight any
regardless.
fucking body. It don't matter who he fights. His last fight. We're coming to see Mayweather's last fight.
Last one.
It
That's
don't
it.
even matter. Maybe that's why he did it like that, because he don't want to share his last fight
With
Pacquiao.
he wants all the glory
He
for
wants
the last
all
fight.
the glory.
So that's a good point. You think he's gonna make the same money on the last fight regardless? Maybe.
But I'm gonna tell you something else.
Who do you got?
Pacquiao's a world-class fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to his rhetoric, and he's saying that he's doing this for God, and they're considering. They feel like Mayweather is everything that's evil and wrong with the world. And I listen to how the media is bringing up all these domestic violence things against Mayweather. The only reason I think it's bullshit is because he's been beating girls up for the past 10 years.
And now you're upset.
Yeah, like this
Where was
week.
this?
Yeah,
Shut
this
up.
week you picked the time to say, "Oh, his domestic violence is
Keith
boycott
Olbermann
the
said
fight."
this.
Knock
Shut
it
the
off,
fuck
Keith.
up, Keith.
Knock it off.
And I love Keith, but stop.
Where have you
were
been
you
the past
last
10
5
years?
fights? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, stop it, Keith.
Come on.
Stop it. I don't know. I mean, this is the first time in my life I really don't know. I think it can go either way.
No, I think Mayweather should win it easy. Mayweather does struggle with southpaws. He got dropped by Zab Judah, even though they didn't count
And
it.
Pacquiao's good. Pacquiao's the best fighter Mayweather's ever fought.
That's a great statement. Do I agree with that statement?
He's the best he's ever fought.
I think that, and I know it was an easy fight. I think that Canelo was, even though it was so fucking easy for him, I think that Canelo would wipe fucking Pacquiao's ass.
I agree. I love Canelo. I think he's a beast.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I don't
so
know what
it's
happened to
like-
him that night against Mayweather.
He just didn't have Mayweather's that fucking good, which is so weird that Maidana was effective against Mayweather.
And Pacquiao fights like Madonna. I think Madonna gave Mayweather the confidence to really go fight Pacquiao. Because the way Madonna fought in the first fight is how Pacquiao fights all the time with a little more accuracy, a little more speed.
That's interesting. Hey, I got clipped by this guy. There's no way Pacquiao punches harder than this guy. My beard stood up. I can go in there.
He swung at me 1,000 times, bro.
Yeah,
It only hit me 300.
I just think that Pacquiao struggles against good counterpunchers. He struggled against Marquez. He even struggled, a little bit against Bradley in the first fight. If you're a counterpuncher, you can kind of time Pacquiao, and there's nobody better than Mayweather.
Hey, man, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know if the fight's going to happen. That's my other scenario. I don't know if that shit gonna happen, dog. I know what is gonna happen this weekend. I'm going to see Avengers on Friday.
Oh, dude, is this not the greatest weekend for beating things up?
Hulk versus the Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit,
dude.
I really don't think this Mayweather Pacquiao fight gonna happen.
Think about all the brutality this weekend. This week we got Baltimore.
Yes.
Avengers.
Yes.
Mayweather
Pacquiao. Yeah. Bruce Jenner possibly cutting his dick off.
There's a lot of violence that's going
There's
on.
a lot of shit going on, man. It's a lot of shit going on, yo.
This is the greatest week for fighting.
Hey, Mayweather Pacquiao, I don't know. It can go either way for me.
Would you put money on it?
No. Absolutely wouldn't. I wouldn't bet against Pacquiao because I really believe in his rhetoric. I really feel like he feels like he's fighting for God.
Okay, fair. Question there. Would you, if you're Mayweather and you get knocked out by Pacquiao, have a rematch?
You got to.
What if you get destroyed? Which I don't think is possible, can happen. What if you get destroyed?
You got to.
What if Pacquiao knocks him out and then they find out Pacquiao was juicing?
If I was Mayweather, I might juice for this fight.
If I'm Pacquiao, I'm juicing. If I'm Pacquiao, I'm juicing because because I don't think Pacquiao can win without juicing. But if he does win and he juices, but he knocks him out, even if they take away the victory, you still knocked out Mayweather.
You know what? Listen, Pacquiao is probably the reason I say he's the best fighter Mayweather's ever fought because, you factor in Oscar De La Hoya, you factor in Cotto. Only reason I don't factor in Canelo is because Canelo don't have the experience. He's a great fighter, skill-wise. And he's going to be a beast for years to come.
I mean, he's got a lot of fights, but maybe not against elite fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's got tons of fucking fights.
Maybe the lights were too bright for him. I don't know.
I just don't think he's fought elite. I think that's a good point. He's got 40 fights on his record, but he doesn't have world-class fights yet.
Mayweather made Canelo look silly.
Like embarrassing.
And if you got to watch Canelo when he's not fighting people like Mayweather. He's a beast.
Oh, yeah.
He will fuck you up. Him and Keith Thurman are my favorite young fighters. And
Keith
Sean
is
Porter.
interesting. Keith is an interesting fighter.
I love Keith Thurman.
I like Keith. Yeah.
Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Canelo Alvarez, my three favorite young fighters. My favorite fighter period is Triple G.
I don't think Triple G has. I think Triple G is the biggest hoax of boxing history.
Brutal.
It's brutal, but he's fighting tomato cans.
Yeah, he's
Everybody
brutal,
fights. He can't fight for shit. They won't let him fight a single world champion. They won't even let him fight world champion challengers. Like he's fighting everybody he fights is like out of the top 10.
It was supposed to be a Canelo Triple G fight. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Stop that shit. They stopped. You know who just got his ass kicked? Is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Do you know who that is?
I don't think I saw that one.
He's that's Julio Cesar Chavez. Remember the Mexican fighter? His son, who just got his ass kicked, and that's who Triple G was supposed to fight.
I was just watching the fucking real life Russian from Rocky.
Provodnikov. That was the fight. Yeah, that's why I texted you. Was that fight good? I haven't seen the
It was decent. I mean, they was fucking each other up. I mean,
Matisse should have won or it should have been a draw?
No. They shouldn't have been a draw. The Russian clearly won.
No, the Russian lost that fight.
Who's the Russian?
The Matisse, the Russian
Who's the
was
black guy?
Provodnikov. No, he fought the white dude. He fought an Argentine guy. His name is Lucas Matisse.
I thought he fought a black guy.
No, that was the first fight. Crawford versus.
I thought a fight this weekend.
Oh, Vladimir Klitschko versus Brian Jennings.
There you go. Yeah.
I heard Klitschko didn't look good.
He looked old, but he's still solid.
He is old.
And he was fucking Jennings up. Like, he was hitting Jennings with some shots that would have knocked the average motherfucker out, but Jennings was standing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck this boxing shit now. I don't want to talk about this. Mayweather Pacquiao. I just want to talk about the show's fucking his money up.
I can't
We actually can shut this shit down now.
I know. I think we should.
Really
Maybe we
good.
do an Ask an Idiot.
Did you already tweet some out?
Fuck.
All right, fuck it. Listen, it's over.
I guess it is.
There's no need to prolong it.
You're right.
It's over.
We tried to stretch this boxing shit, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
We just didn't have the heat.
Listen, I know we ended week with the box. I'm sorry.
Fuck,
Okay, I didn't even feel it when we was talking about it. I'm not after Mayweather Pacquiao.
It
went
was
all
so
downhill.
it was so
We
high
should've
with
just left it there.
We should have
I'm
built
sorry.
up to it, and then we fucking let
sorry,
you guys go.
man.
All right,
I'm
you know
sorry.
sometimes you just gotta go. You know what I
You
mean?
just got to know when to fucking hold them.
Know
You
when
got to
to
know when
fold
to
'em.
fold them. We should have folded it about 5 minutes ago. Fucking sue us.
Sue us. Call up A-Town.
That's right. Would you rather hear that? Would you rather hear A-Tal and Webble on a goddamn podcast?
Webble.
The name of the podcast would be Got 'em Chirping. Got 'em Chirping. Got 'em Chirping.
What is his name? Webble or Welvin?
I don't give a fuck. How about that? You got any dates?
Oh, I do. I'm gonna be in Youngstown, Ohio. Not this weekend, but next weekend, and I'll be at the Mojo's Comedy Cellar, and then I'm also gonna be at fuck man. I'm gonna be at Zany's in Nashville. Let me tell you where I'm gonna be at.
Oh shit.
Let me tell you what I'm doing.
Talk, Schultzy.
All right, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm gonna be at the Comedy Cellar at Mojo's the 8th and the 9th of May. I'm gonna be at the 22nd and 23rd. I'm gonna be in Austin, Texas, at Cap City Comedy Club. All right, so make sure. Actually, my bad. I'm gonna be there from the 20th to the 23rd.
You don't sound
Wednesday through Saturday. No, I'm just looking at my calendar right now. I don't know shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna be there, and then on the 29th and 30th, I'm gonna be in Nashville at Zany's. Okay, make that shit happen.
All right. Well, on the 2nd, I'm gonna be in your baby mama's mouth. Dick all in her throat. No, I'm just bullshitting. I'm a married man. But listen, as always, if you listen to this show and you think that we're intelligent and you think that we're geniuses and we know what the fuck we're talking about, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. If you listen to this show and you think we don't know what the fuck we're talking about and we're just a couple of idiots who with very limited vocabulary, you're absolutely right too. This is the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
And remember, with ZipRecruiter, you're just a few clicks away from getting hired. Search jobs for free now and grab that great job before someone else near you does.